Hey guys, this is FPL Tips and welcome back to another deadline stream. Hi Richard, hi Rohit. Okay, we straight get into the stream. Just a caution, two things. Firstly, there is a lot of internet disturbance on my end. So if by chance the stream goes down, we'll set it up again. Don't worry. So make sure you refresh the page and you'll see the new link again as soon as possible. Just in case if the stream goes down. Okay, Rohit says Robertson fit. Yes, Robertson fit. He trained yesterday. So did Trent. So I think anyone who's buying Neko Williams should avoid it. Also, for the people who start looking at my top three captain picks, Werner is definitely my first captain pick in my opinion. He's the most differential one. Kevin De Bruyne is a safe guy. And with Salah, there's something wrong. We made this yesterday, and just 10 minutes before, I have a news on the Anfield watch which says that the athletic correspondent for Liverpool believes that Salah will be benched this week. So we probably will change that. Couldn't change that from Salah to Bruno, but I think for anyone who's watching or anyone who comes on or joins the stream, make sure you mention it in the chat or somewhere that Salah is not maybe the third best captain option in my opinion if he's getting benched. So there's some rotation risk around him, so wouldn't go there that side. Cavani or DCL for Yota and Yota for Grealish. Maybe a week hold this week, if it's just for this week, I don't feel it's the greatest move. Loris or Meslier. Loris might miss the game, so Meslier. Mahrez, Yota, Jesus a good choice. Yeah, fair enough. I think with Mahrez, it's more kind of a thing where he did score against sides like Burnley. Not sure if it's a good long term option. Just let me know if I didn't check the audio. Just let me know that if my audio is actually audible. I was speaking for a while now. Did you guys just let me know if you guys heard the part where I told about Salah, and then we can probably continue. Okay, no problem. You can probably just listen to it. We'll cancel and Sterling start the match. I still think that Sterling has a chance to start the match. Pep has been telling everyone in the press that it's more about performance now and not the fitness. So that's the rotation risk. And if it's actually not performance based and he's just bluffing around, I think Sterling should start. With Cancel, I don't believe he'll start. He'll most probably be benched this week again. Vardy or Salah for captain this week? Vardy, obvious, because I've already explained the issue with Salah. So, yeah, in my opinion, yes, Salah is the better option. A captaincy at home as well. But then the issue is that if he's not starting, I wouldn't captain him with all the risk. And Anfield Watch is an actually very reliable source, so he could actually be true. And Paul Juice is actually the athletic correspondent, so wouldn't go against him at the moment. So Vardy out of the two. Should I go for four at the back to play Bissouma instead? I think maybe Bissouma. If the four at the back is someone with Dallas or Ailey, because I think Chelsea will score. Hey Ryan, hey Saish, what to do with Gabriel? And Andy Robertson in defense. Gabriel, I mean, decent enough if you still hold him. Arsenal do have some easy fixtures and they're defensively decent at the moment. So fair enough. And Robertson hold. Body to Jesus and Rashford to Bruno. I don't have Kevin De Bruyne. Yeah, then Jesus is maybe an essential. Vardy could score against Sheffield United. He does like scoring against them. But Rashford to Bruno is definitely a must and good upgrade. There's some problem with my chat on the screen. Just a second, guys. I'm not able to read the chat. Oh, okay, we missed a lot. Okay, yeah. Hey, I have Martinez, Robbo, DS, Lamte, Chilwell, Kevin De Bruyne, Salah, Suchek, DCL, Bamford, Vardy. Thinking of going differential captain, what do you think about Vardy given Sheffield United compared to Salah Wolves? Yeah, fair enough. I've talked about that. And out of the lot, if you want to go differential, Vardy should be it. Robbo should start mostly. Yes, I think he'll start. There's no worries around him mostly. Would Bruno Salah, Kevin De Bruyne, and ZH be a good midfield? Maybe Bamford and DCL up top. I think DCL's time may be up for being a good player at the moment because his fixtures turn around and his performance is going down. Also, would I would get rid of Werner to set this up? Wise, I still do have Werner. If you still have Werner, I would hold him for this week. Why the Werner captaincy though? I think that Leeds will attack is going to be an open game. So the pace Werner possesses is way too much for the Leeds defense, and it's not like Everton did not have chances. It probably was the Everton performance that was really poor, and that's the reason they did not score. Whereas Chelsea is not going to do that. Chelsea is in an informed team and is going to display their form. So I think Werner can actually exploit the Leeds defense with his pace. The only problem is that he's playing on the left and he's dropping deep. So even if he's playing on the left and he's playing up top, it's okay to me. But he's not dropping too deep, which is the problem with the captaincy at the moment. When you think about it, but I think Leeds will still be very attacking and allow Werner a lot of space. Hi Ganesh, hi Sudhanshu, Loris Meslier answered it. Meslier, Maris Jota, and Jesus a good choice. Yeah, fair enough. I think Jesus is the better of the lot, and Jota should be good, and he's starting most of the games, so fair enough. Mendy, McCarthy, defenses, Kyle Walker, Peter, Justin Semedo, Dallas Killman, Havertz, Rodriguez, Son, ZH, Grealish, forward Vardy and DCL. Best lineup, or who to captain and transfer out. I think this is a pretty much decent lineup. Honestly, you can bench Grealish, hold on to him. Probably Rodriguez out and Havertz out if I had transfers. Get in someone like De Bruyne or maybe Bruno. Must needs at the moment, or even Yota works. If you can fund De Bruyne with Yota besides him, do it. Salah to Ibanez, yeah, that's what I've heard at the moment. I wouldn't transfer him out just because I've heard something, but there's a likelihood, and that would switch me off from captaining Salah. Replacement for DCL says someone. Uh, we'll talk about it that next stream because most probably this week it's okay to own him, and that is when his fixtures end. So from next week, game week 12 is when his fixtures turn around. Probably we can look at. Someone like Antonio if he's coming back, or even Ings is a good upgrade in my opinion. I would prefer Ings over Antonio at the moment. Who do you captain Mares if you own both him and Kevin? I wouldn't captain Mares. I wouldn't bring him in my team. I do not trust Mares as a player who's in 8 game weeks. He started in 9 game weeks. He started 8 game weeks and he's returned only twice, including his hat trick. So I don't really trust Mares as a pick, even though he's starting a lot. Thoughts on a super differential Vardy captain? Fair enough. If you have Vardy, you can probably captain against Sheffield. The problem is that the Leicester setup. If Leicester again go with Pratt and Madison up top without Barnes, I don't see them scoring a lot of goals, and that's the exact problem that happened against Fulham. So that's the only concern I have. If they do start Barnes, I feel like Vardy could exploit it, but I don't see more than 2 or 3 goals in that match. Hopefully, all come through Vardy. And guys, 65 people watching and 11 likes. Hit the like button, guys, and make sure that everyone gets to know that it's a good stream going on here. Yota for Fernandes would do that definitely. Best option for Grealish, Zaha, Ward-Prowse, or Fernand Torres. Zaha out of the three, but I would bench Grealish because I feel Grealish is still the better option out of the four. Captain Salah or DCL? Tough call. I would neither. Probably look out somewhere else. But if I had to, I would still be Salah over DCL at the moment, even though Salah is best. Hey, McCarthy, Justin, Kilman, Taylor, Son, De Bruyne, Salah, Harrison, Werner, Adams, Bamford, Chase, Ramanathan, and bench Bissouma, Dallas, Mitchell. Make transfers or roll this week. You can probably roll because you don't have any fires to put out. You also have a City player, so fair enough out there. You can roll the transfer. I think Soyuncu will not play this week again. So for the Leicester defenders, maybe another potential chance for Justin to play. Also, Ricardo Pereira mostly will not start. Castani is out for another couple of weeks. So that's the Leicester news I've received at the moment. No, Newcastle have tweeted that no game this weekend following the postponement of a trip, and we're back a week today as we host West Brom. So that's confirmed that West Brom will be hosted by Newcastle. So that fixture is not going to be cancelled. So Wilson is a good hold in my opinion at the moment. We already discussed this in the midweek. There is a chance that the Newcastle West Brom game could have been postponed. So that's not happening at the moment. Darshil, that should have answered your question about Wilson. DCL captain wouldn't do it. Salah, DCL, Salah, Kane, sell Kane for Vardy. It's a tough one because Kane does have a record against Arsenal in the North London derby, and if he's fit, I think he can potentially score for a Vardy. Maybe not for a hit, but if you hold Kane, maybe a move to Werner next week. So I would fancy that. Definitely not for a hit. Ali Werner won't score a goal today. Hopefully he doesn't because I've decided to go not without him. My transfers were Son to De Bruyne, and I was planning to go Vardy to Werner and Captain Werner. But maybe I'm not just very confident. I do talk about gut feelings at times, and this is one of those feelings I'm not getting at the moment with Werner. Bruno for captain. Bruno, in my opinion, as we discussed, if it's not Salah out there, I we couldn't change the graphics unfortunately because it's too close to the deadline. The news, but the top three picks, the new refreshed top three picks, according to me, would be Werner, De Bruyne, and Bruno. But the only problem with Bruno, I feel, is the rotation. He's played almost all games, and he will play this game as well. But his time will be limited, and he did score a couple of goals, like a couple of goals even against Newcastle, even against the last match against Southampton in the last 10, 20, 15 minutes. So if he's not making up to that mark, he might not get that scores as you expect him to. Should I take a -4 to bring in Kevin De Bruyne for Son and replace Robertson? I don't think Robertson should be replaced at the moment. You can probably hold Robertson; he's fit enough. Maybe if you bring in Kevin De Bruyne for a hit and captaining him, fair enough. Why would he be benched? Did he get long minutes in UCL? He played the full 90. Kevin De Bruyne or Vardy for captain? Kevin De Bruyne. Uh, Kane, Sterling, Salah, Werner captain. I would go Werner. Vice captain Sterling. Captain Salah or DCL. The Helia, I already answered it. Out of the two, I would still captain Salah despite him. There is a chance being him benched. Taking Yota in place of Grealish for a free transfer, but I don't have enough to change back next game week. Should I take the hit or is it fine? Don't do that. I would prefer Grealish over Yota anytime. Maybe Yota for someone else. There might be someone else, or maybe downgrade someone to upgrade your 4.5 midfielder. Will Mitchell start ever again? Yeah, as soon as someone is injured in Crystal Palace, he will start. Hold or sell Kane. Hold for this week, but you should have sold him anyways. If it's a free transfer, uh, maybe not this week, but next week definitely do. And I would bring him back not before game week 15. Ayush Pratap saying, yes, there is a chance that Salah could be benched. That's what the Anfield Watch has posted, and also the Athletic correspondent. I think it's too early, but last week as well, this Liverpool news was leaked. So it is possibly true, and wouldn't remove Salah because of this news, because Salah against Fulham is a very essential pick next week. So, but wouldn't captain him because of this news. Is Gabriel Jesus a good option for captain or De Bruyne? I think De Bruyne is better. The thing with Jesus is that he's not clinical, and De Bruyne is on penalties as well. So again, you bring in that factor of consistency with De Bruyne and not with Jesus. Captain Salah or DCL already answered. I'm triple captaining Reece James. Probably you shouldn't because I think Leeds will score. They do attack well and they possibly will score as well. Replacements for DCL. I would suggest Ings next week, not this week. Will Rashford start? I think he's back in training and he's having his physio. So it depends on Ole, but he should be fine enough to start. I already discussed Bruno for captaincy Ganesh Karthik. Let me know if you've heard that bit and if you want me to repeat it again. Mourinho said that Kane is fit. I mean, if you trust Mourinho, then Kane should be fit and should be good to start. DCL or Richarlison? Oh, if I had to go ahead with someone, I would still pick DCL because of his form and goal scored. Got Salah for Sterling this morning. That's a tough one if Salah is benched, but wouldn't worry about because Salah next week is a very good pick. Should I keep Martinez and Grealish for this game week? Definitely keep Grealish. With Martinez, yes. A topic to touch upon this: if you're planning to not bring in Martinez ever again in your team for like about 8 to 10 weeks, then take a hit. But I don't really. I feel like it's worth the hit because suppose if in case you take Mendy for Martinez for a -4, so your score is minus for an in case lead score, which I think they will obviously. Your keeper score is 2 and 2 -4 is -2. Essentially you're losing points and it's not worth it in my opinion. Maybe hold, it's okay to take a 0 than a -2 overall. Bench Bamford for Zaha. I would play both. Both have a good fixture. I would play Bamford because the amount of chances he gets each match is way too high, so definitely will play him. Is Kane playing? He's playing. Yeah, Mourinho must be kidding. I mean, he said it in the press that he's bluffing. So that's something you don't hear from a manager very often. So he could be bluffing with the fact that Kane is fit. Cancelo to James for a hit. Yeah, fair enough. I don't see Cancelo starting anytime soon. I mean, with the City lineup, they could start, and it's all to Pep. But if there's anyone I would actually be okay with not starting a week as well is Dias, because I think if he doesn't start this week, he'll start probably the next 5 out of the 6 games. So fair enough to me. Anyways, thoughts on Wilson bench or move? I had him for quite a time. I think since we have the news that Newcastle will play West Brom next week for sure, bench Wilson. If he was not playing West Brom, I would have answered you to sell him. But now that we have news, you can bench him. Keep Tielemans this game week. If no, who should I get? Probably sell him. There are better options in terms of Neto or Yota or someone else, or even WordPress. I wouldn't play Tielemans. Mahrez and Bruno Jesus DCL. Who is a better pick for captaincy? Bruno and Jesus. For long-term replacements, Adams or Bamford. Bamford, I think he gets more chances. For short-term replacements, I think even Welbeck is a decent pick, and even Tammy Abraham over Adams. Kilman for Dice, Havertz for Yota, and Rodriguez for Yota. Mope for Bamford. Best transfers. I think Mope to Bamford, I would do that. I don't really like the Mope pick. He's way too horrible in front of goal, so wouldn't keep him in my team. And Havertz to Yota also looks like a good move because Havertz played the UCL match, and I think he might not start this week. He might be on the bench. Martinez, Vestergaard, Lamptey, Justin Chilwell, De Bruyne, Bruno, Son, DCL, Bamford, Kane in the lineup this week. Perfectly fine path. Definitely should be going ahead with the lineup. Zaha is playing this week. Yes, he is. Any news on Castagna return? The problem is that they got the news is that he might just uh, had another small injury or extension of the injury, so he might just not be back for another couple of weeks. So there's no clear timeline given by Leicester, and I think it's best to sell if you own him, even if he's back next week. Justin will play. Yes. Will Ings play? I think Ings might, if he starts, he'll play about 45-60 minutes, but mostly, according to me, he should be coming on as a substitute because it's a knee injury. You don't really pushing your player directly from a knee injury because otherwise it could happen the way it happened to Aguero, and I feel it should. Southampton should be concerned and safe about Ings. Should I pick Cavani? It's a decent pick if he starts, but the starting problem is going to be there with Ole as well. I don't think he'll be trusted game week in and out because of his age and also match fitness. Vardy or DCL? Vardy. Haller or Wood? I think Haller is the better at the moment. He's looking in good touch, so would pick Haller over Wood. And especially with the Antonio injury, Haller will start more often. Will Havertz play? I think he'll be on the bench. Is Neto a good pick? Yes, I think from Wolves at the moment, Neto is the best pick. Even over Podence, for whoever knows the reference. Should I hold on to Wilson for the next week? Yes. Ayush Pratap, I've already answered it. There is a chance that he's benched. Jota or ZH? This week maybe ZH, but overall I prefer Jota. Bruno is in the top 3 captain picks. Yes, he is after Salah's news of getting benched. There are 64 people. There are 67, in fact, people watching, and there are only 38 likes. Guys, hit the like button and make sure you let everyone know that it's a good stream out there. Could Villa vs Newcastle be played in the midweek? It doesn't look like because Newcastle's training ground has been under some inspection and quarantine. I don't think that they'll train so too soon to start playing the game week match in this game week. So mostly it's an out. Yes, hold on to Wilson. I think so. Bench Salah. No, don't bench Salah. For everyone, there is a chance that Salah might not play and get benched, but I wouldn't bench Salah. He's a 12 million player. He's the highest. He's the most expensive player in the game. So definitely play him because it's not because I always say that yes, we do get early team news. If the match, if the Liverpool match was maybe 8:30 or tonight 6 p.m. Indian Standard Time, I would believe in the news. But the match is tomorrow night, somewhat what 1:30 here, so wouldn't really look much into it. It just varies me off my captaincy. Apart from that, I would stick with the plan and play Salah. Is there a rotation risk with Jota in this week? Not this week, it looks like, but yes, overall, yes, definitely. I have McCarthy, Justin, Robbo, Chilwell, Lamptey, Son, Salah, James, Diesel, Vardy, Bamford. One free transfer order to. Doesn't look like it needs a maybe James out. That's the only transfer I can think of. Apart from that, none. Jota, Mares, Bruno, Son, Jesus, DCL, who's a better captaincy? I think Bruno and then Jesus, respectively. Bamford captain wouldn't go there. Will Rashford start? Yes, I think he will. Sell Mane for Kevin De Bruyne and Liverpool fan. Uh, yeah, you can probably because Kevin De Bruyne is a captaincy option. Mane, I don't think he will captain him unless he will captain Mane. Then don't sell. But I think Kevin De Bruyne is the likely captaincy option this week. Watkins replacement either Bamford or Welbeck in short term or long term probably move to Wilson or Adams. McCarthy or Mendy for long term. Mendy. I have Grealish, Martinez, Watkins. Should I transfer out somewhat? I can play Bissouma, Dallas in place of Grealish and Watkins. I would transfer out actually Watkins to Bamford. Hold on to Robertson if you want to replace him. Downgrade to someone like Dyer, Matip, or maybe Ruben Diaz. Salah banging a hat trick this week. If he does, that's great. I mean, not really great, but I would be good enough because my initial captaincy pick would have been Salah if I had him. Kane for Vardy for a treat, for a hit. Don't. Should I sell? Bring in Kevin De Bruyne for Salah because he might be benched. No, don't do that. I feel because you want Salah back again for game week 12, I won't make that panic switch. Addy, don't sell Kane to buy in Vardy for only 1 week or maybe for a hit. Defender for 5.5, I need to sell Cancelo. I would look into Ruben Diaz, but I think he's 5.6. Apart from that, look at Reece James. Uh, Dyer, Eric Dyer is also a good option, and Cresswell. Are you 100% sure on the ZH differential captaincy? See, the differential captaincy is always high risk, high reward. I mean, if Chelsea go to score 3, I expect ZH to be very involved in it. But if you're not confident, don't go there because differentials are always high risk, high reward captaincy. The other differential captaincy I would go with is Jesus. Or apart from that, if you have Werner, you can go there as well. I mean, Werner is actually a differential captaincy option because not a lot of people are looking that side. Mridul, you probably want to hear the start of the stream to understand what happened to Salah. Will Reece James start week in and week out? No, I don't think so. He'll get rotated because the thing was that Aspilicueta was starting in the UCL and Reece James in the Premier League. Now that there is no UCL for another month or two, there will be rotation, obviously. Will Brooks start? I don't think. I think Lees Musa is back fit and he could start, and even Brewster up top, or maybe someone like McBurney. Need to replace Sun and have Watkins and only point 0.5 in the bank. Watkins to Bamford. I would hold Sun in that case and find funds next week somewhere. Should we still keep Salah? Yes. Should I pick Cavani? Only if you're not concerned of him starting or playing each game week, you can pick Cavani. Keeper sell Mane this week. If you're selling him for De Bruyne and captaining De Bruyne, I would do it. So Kevin De Bruyne captain and Werner vice captain or vice versa. I would, if you want to go safe, Kevin De Bruyne captain is the choice. Will Ruben Diaz play? Not really. I'm not really 100% sure because when it comes to City, it's not really 100%. But I hope he does play. But logically speaking, he did play the 90 minutes last time, and he should be benched. But let's see. Let's hope for the best. And I think even if he doesn't play this week, he'll play most of the upcoming games. Where should I replace Yota and with whom? If you have Yota, then keep him in your team. There's no need to replace him anytime soon. Have Klitsch and Regulion on the bench to replace Grealish. Use them or free the free transfer point 3 in the bank to upgrade my substitute. I think you can use them. Klitsch is also decent and Regulion too. Bring in Jesus for Vardy to and get Diaz for Bellerin. Wouldn't do the switch. Maybe the Jesus to Vardy switch, but I wouldn't do the Diaz to Bellerin switch this week. Bruno or Vardy for captaincy. That I would go Vardy this week. Uh, it's a tough one actually. I'm thinking about it, but maybe Vardy. I do fancy Bruno, but the thing is only his minutes. If that does is not a concern, I would actually have gone Bruno, but 50-50 call to be honest. Maybe you want to go to the midfielder because he gets an extra point for a clean sheet and a goal. Maris or ZH? ZH long term. Thanks Ganesh. Okay, we two back on the chats. Shall I keep Suchek or sell? Keep him. There's no need to transfer him out. Calvert Lewin or Bamford? Bamford on the long term. Werner, Vardy, Salah for captaincy. Werner, Vardy, Salah in that respective order. Is Rafinha a good option for a midfielder with 5.5? I think Neto with 5.6 is much better in my opinion. But Rafinha is also decent if you don't own Bamford. Okay, we have some news regarding Regulion. He had a little problem. He's not available in the UEL. But it's not like I want to protect him. He had a problem. And Jose says that he expects him to play. Well, with Jose, you never really know who's going to play. So, but Jose said that he expects Reguilon to start this week. Word process captain, don't do that. I wouldn't do that. Just a second, guys. Should I trade DCL next week since Ings and Everton matches hard? DCL's match and form is down, so I would trade DCL to Ings. Should I play Kyle Walker or Lamptey? Lamptey, I feel. Is Antonio long term upset again? Yeah, it's again his hamstring, so he should be out for a couple of more weeks. Where on the Athletic do you read about Salah? It's not showing me for it. I think you probably read the Paul Joyce article, and I haven't read the article, but I think the you can check it out on the Anfield Watch on the Twitter page. They are the most reliable Liverpool page I know at the moment. Should I trade DCL next week with things? Yes. Kevin De Bruyne, Salah, Vardy for captaincy. De Bruyne. 4.5 million Brewster or a 4.5 million defender? Brewster, I feel. Should I trade DCL next week? Ings, yes, I answered that. What happened to Salah? I was late to join. I think the Anfield Watch mentioned that he could be benched this week. Is Yota long term? Yeah, it looks like he's long term, but there's going to be rotation around him for sure. Should I keep Robertson or sell him? Keep him. Um, will Brewster start? Already answered it. I don't. I'm not really confident of it. Martinez, James, Walker, Peters, Chilwell, Ward-Prowse, Ziyech, Salah, Bruno, Kane, and DC. That's a good lineup. Unmold. Probably captain Bruno if you don't have either of Vardy or Kevin De Bruyne. Will Tyreek Mitchell start? No. Let me know what to do with Emi Martinez. Take a -4 or keep. Keep. I think take the 0. Replace Killman, Mendy, or McCarthy. Mendy, and don't replace Killman. If Wolves switch to a back three, he's a chance of starting. Is Chris Wood score against Everton? Burnley do always score against Everton at home. So let's see who scores. Kane starting. That's what Jose Mourinho has told us. I mean, the press. Do you think Bruno will play? Ole will bench him? I think Bruno has. If you read the stats, Bruno has never been benched till now. In at his in the club in the Premier League at the moment. So I think he'll start again. And Ole does not like to bench Bruno at the moment. He will start for Leipzig and City as well. Probably get some less minutes against West Ham. That's what took me off the Bruno captaincy. What formation does Liverpool play when Jota, Firmino, Salah, Mane all play? 4-2-3-1. Is Jack Harrison fit? Do you know? He's not fully fit. That's what Bielsa told. So not really confident if he'll start or not. Best defender to get now. I already have Chilwell. If you have Chilwell, get a Liverpool asset, maybe a Matip or the City attack. Defenders, I feel the City defenders are good too. According to you, is Yota good long term pick? If you're okay with him getting benched probably every once in 2 or 3 weeks, yes, he's a good pick. I was thinking to bring in Kane after Liverpool. Yeah, you can. I think his fixtures are good after game week 15, especially. I in City defenders, I think Walker is nailed on, and the second best I would go with Ruben Diaz. Grealish to Mahrez for -8. Tough one because I would want Grealish back again. If you want Grealish back again next week, wouldn't do it. Should I play two Chelsea defense? I have Saiz and Ealing then. Um, Chelsea will, I think, concede, but you can take your chances. Lamptey or Kyle Walker-Peters? This is the exact dilemma everyone has each week, Lamptey and Kyle Walker-Peters. I would play Lamptey only because there's a chance of an attacking return. Best defender right now, I have Chilwell. Answered it already, mate. Bro, should I take a -1 and get in Mahrez for ZH? No, don't do that. Should I take a DCL next week? Yeah, I think we'll discuss it next week in the midweek stream, and I think it's a better option to remove him next week. Kane or Son in the long term? Probably Kane because he does score a lot of goals around the Christmas period. DCL or Richarlison? DCL. Captain Andy Robertson don't. Uh, Vardy to Werner or Jesus? This week you can hold. Next week probably Werner. If I had to this week itself, Jesus because he has a fixture against Fulham. Looking to take out DCL next week, is that good? Yes, everyone will probably look at removing DCL. Word process captain, don't do that. Is Sterling starting? In my opinion, I think that he could start, but most probably, as it looks like, he won't. I have Mitchell and Kilman in my team. Was planning to sell Mane and cancel. What to do? You probably do that and bring in Kevin De Bruyne and someone cheap who you know will start. I have Chilwell, Zuma, Kyle Walker, Peter in defense, Ice and anything on the bench. Do I need to change? Yeah, I did discuss this. If you have faith in Chelsea double, do it. Otherwise, I would play one of Ailing or Size. Maybe Ailing because I know he'll start. Play Dallas or Bissouma. Tough call. 50-50. Maybe Bissouma because either way, he's both of them will get 2 points. Who's your captain? We'll discuss in the next 10 minutes because we're anyways out of time today. Should I bring in Dallas for target or anyone for 4.5 million bracket? Dallas is fine enough, but I think maybe even Kyle Walker Peters is someone you want to look at. Vardy, DCL, or Mahrez for captaincy this week? Vardy. City assets attacking. I think Kevin De Bruyne first. I would prefer Sterling, Jesus or Sterling second, and then Mahrez. Should I sell James Rodriguez? Probably yes, because I don't. I think he can potentially get an assist this week, but I won't keep him long term in my team. Diaz has to start, right? He should get benched in the UCL and then fit for United. Yes, I think Shaunak that should be the case, but let's see how Pep thinks. Nobody can really predict him. Uh, M- Martinez, James Walker, Peters, Kilwell, WordPress, Ziyech, Salah, Bruno, Ken, Bamford, DCL. Captaincy, Bruno out of the lot. Kane, Vardy or Bruno, captain. Vardy or Bruno, in my opinion, not Kane. Captain Ziyech, I have Salah, Yota, Kane, Calvert-Lewin as well. Out of the lot, I would go either Kane or Ziyech. Was thinking of selling Werner for Wilson, but Newcastle will be playing next week. Yes, they will play next week, and selling Werner for Wilson next week is a good option, not this week. If Werner didn't score today, then hold or sell. If Werner doesn't score today, probably sell because then you know that he's not in good form and he's lacking a bit of confidence. Martinez, James, Walker, Peters, Chilwell, WordPress, ZH, Salah, Bruno, and I've already answered it. And Shaney say no. I think Nathan says Sudhanshu says if you know Jack Harrison is fit or not. I think Bielsa did not clearly mention if he was fit or not. I wouldn't fancy him starting because I haven't been, and I wouldn't suggest him for a buy or something because there was no concrete news on him. What should I do for Suchek? Sell him. I think Suchek is the budget pick you want to hold in your midfield. There's no need to sell him soon. Also, a couple of people are asking me, should they sell Mitchell? I mean, there's no other 4 million defender who's going to start anytime soon. You know that as soon as any Crystal Palace defender is injured, Mitchell will come in and fill that spot. So I wouldn't sell Mitchell anytime soon. Anyways, there's no point of wasting a transfer there. Should I take a -4 and get in Bruno for Salah? Don't fancy Salah anymore. If you don't fancy Salah anymore, you can get Bruno. I think Bruno is a good option. Maybe Kevin De Bruyne over Bruno for the next 5 game weeks. Just a reminder, Rushil, Salah faces Fulham next week. Will Robbo and Yota start? I think Robbo and Yota both will start. I need a starter for this game week, so Mope for Bamford and who starts for Havertz or to Yota who starts? I think Havertz to Yota is good. Bamford for Mope is a very good transfer in my opinion. Good midfielder to replace Norwood. Maybe fund some. If you have funds, go to. I think you can go to Lukman or maybe Suchek. Otherwise, nothing. Lukman, I think Fulham are posting good attacking numbers, so you can look at Lukman as well. Any team news updates? No, nothing apart from that initial update we had. Best city defenders would be Walker, DS in my opinion. Nothing apart from that because there's a lot of rotation there. ZH Chota, Kane, DCL, Salah, who to captain. It's either Kane or ZH for me. What to do with Mane? If you have him, probably sell for Kevin De Bruyne. They see nothing apart from that. Need point to replace Kevin De Bruyne with Son. Was thinking of replacing someone from defense. I have Lamptey, Chilwell, Robertson, Kyle Walker, Peter, Konsa. You can downgrade either of Kyle Walker, Peter, or Konsa to someone 4 million and then upgrade Son to Kevin De Bruyne. Start Lamptey or Dallas. Lamptey. Captain Kane this week. He does have a record, so someone who does not have a standout captaincy option, you can captain Kane. It's not like it's a very bad option. He probably, if he plays again, he should be scoring a goal in my opinion. DCL replacement. I think Ings, if he's fit next week, is a good DCL replacement. Okay, a lot of people are also asking. Did ask me that will Giro start? I think even after the performance, there is a chance that Tammy Abraham starts over Giro. Vardy has been overlooked for captaincy this week, even though I have Kevin De Bruyne. If you want to fancy a differential, go Vardy. Maybe if you have him, but I wouldn't go there, even if I have Vardy, because I've seen Leicester play last week and they did not look good. That's the major problem. I don't have a problem with Vardy captaincy, but the team uh, Rogers is putting out, and they have literally no one who's attacking. And Madison is very slow, lousy on the pitch, and it doesn't make runs. So you know that the midfield is weak automatically. We need Barnes in there. If Barnes, Perez, Under, or someone starts, then I can fancy Vardy captaincy. Sell Mope definitely. Sun or ZH this week. I would fancy ZH. Any advice on what to do with Mope? Sell definitely. Mitchell starting, no. Kane gonna play. That's what Mourinho said. Mourinho said that Kane will play. Is there a chance that Salah could come off the bench versus Wolves? Yes, definitely he'll come off the bench versus Wolves. He will be benched. He'll not miss the game. So don't. And I'm saying this again. If you have Salah, don't bench him. Play him. Neto or Klitsch? Neto. Take Diaz for Cancelo. Yeah, I would do that. But even though there's a risk, I would do that. First bench Skillman or Havertz. Always make sure if you're playing 3-4-3 formation, which most people do like me, keep your first substitute as a midfielder, because in case your midfielder or a forward misses out, your midfielder can fill in that spot. Your defender can as well, but there's a chance that your midfielder has a higher score. And in case your defender misses out, your midfielder cannot fill that spot, and automatically your second substitute, which will be a defender, will come in. So always make this habit when you're benching in priority. Put your midfielder first. Suchek or Rafina? I would fancy Suchek more than Rafina. Bruno Vardy or Mane captain? Bruno, I think. Bruno Vardy 50-50? Your call. Maybe Bruno because he's a midfielder. Only because he's a midfielder. Got Westergaard for Cancelo. Who will be your captain? Yes, my captain will be Kevin De Bruyne. Going without a goalkeeper? Yes, going without a goalkeeper. Emi Martinez, Calvo Capita, Chilwell, Charlie Taylor, Ziyech, Salah, Jota, Kevin De Bruyne, Diesel, Vardy, Bamford. Yes, it's a good team enough for this week. Sun or ZH? Fancy ZH this week. Will Cancelo play this game week? Doesn't look like. Who to captain and vice captain? Vardy, DCL, ZH, Sun. Vardy captain and probably ZH vice captain. Or vice versa. I have Kane, Bruno, Candona, Sun, and Grealish in my team. Should I take anyone out? No bench, Grealish, and that's fair enough, fine enough. Maybe Sun out if you want Salah next week. Shanak, my name is Anshuman. I also appear on the 442 podcast. If you want to watch midweek fun podcast, do catch us on the 442 podcast. It's on Azim Banatwala's channel. Any team news update? Apart from Liverpool, there's no team news at the moment with me. So there's a chance that I have Leicester team news, but nothing left apart from that. There's not going to be any Everton or Burnley news. Cresswell or Lamptey? That's a tough one because there's a chance that Cresswell might give an assist. So it's a 50-50. I fancy Lamptey more because he's more attacking, but that slightly may be too biased. It's a 50-50 call, to be honest. Shall I replace Kevin De Bruyne with Mahrez and Word with Jota? No, no. I think Kevin De Bruyne is perfectly fine, and WordPress is decent. You can go WordPress or Jota, but Kevin De Bruyne is definitely fine. What about Klitsch? Klitsch will is injured. He's fine. I think as far as I remember, he's fine to start. So shouldn't be a worry. But if you have Klitsch, you will obviously start him for in place of Grealish this week. So don't worry about that. Diaz or Zuma? I think Diaz has a more chance to keep clean sheets, but Zuma is more nailed on. He'll probably start all the games. Mahrez or Rodriguez? Mahrez. Kane or Vardy as long-term pick? Kane. City news by any chance? No chance. If the City game was as the early kickoff at 6 p.m., we would have news for City, but at the moment, no. Let me know if what do you think? Should we do the Martinez to a keeper switch for a -4, which I'm very against at the moment, or should we do the Vardy to Werner, Captain Werner? Yes, definitely confirm the team. There are 7 minutes left. That's what I'm doing at the moment as well. Go and make sure you set your captain and vice captain correctly. And don't be under the impression that you leave your Aston Villa players inside, they'll automatically sub in. I read somewhere that in the match postponement case, which I don't believe it happens, but they say that they get a zero and they're not automatically substituted. I don't think so, but don't take a chance of doing that and play your right players. Vestergaard, Chilwell, Cancelo, Kilman, Kufal, are these enough for few game weeks without any change? I think Kufal and maybe Vestergaard, maybe one of them could need a change, but apart from that, yes. And even Cancelo needs a change. Maybe Diaz. Is DCL to Wilson a good transfer for long term next week? Not long term, but for the next couple of fixtures, maybe, because then eventually Newcastle faces City and Liverpool as well. So don't fancy Newcastle a lot. Any replacements for Cancelo? You can go either Dyer, James. If you can have money, you can go Chilwell, Walker, and Ruben Diaz. Adams or Bamford this week. I always fancy Bamford, but if you have both, maybe Adams, or if you have a choice, maybe Adams because he has an easy Brighton fixture, but long term, definitely Bamford. Is Pope back today? Yes, I think he's fit enough. That's what the press conference said. No problems, Junaid. Stick with this team. Uh, says Saish. Yes, that's what my plan is. I think the only thing that puts me off that Werner had one or two shots last game against Werner. It's not with Phillips back. Leeds defense is back into his place. The 4-1 loss for Leeds were in the absence of Phillips, and when Phillips is back, they have been tracking defensively back, and that's good enough. So maybe there could be a tricky fixture out there. So wouldn't want to risk for a -4 especially. Blank Martin is better than -4 Vardy to Werner only for captaincy, right? Yeah, that was what I asked. 5 minutes, guys. 5 minutes. Have a gut feeling Vardy will do well. Wouldn't do a goalkeeper transfer as well. Yes, I wouldn't do that either. Just a second. I'm checking for any team news if there is available at all. Salah or Bruno, captain Bruno. Going into 11, my team is Mendy, Calvaco, Peter, Justin, Samedo, Dallas, Rodriguez, Ziyech, Son, and Vardy captain. Will sub Yota for Rodriguez and Son. Bruno captain till game week 38. Wouldn't captain Bruno for 38 game weeks for sure. Kilman and Mitchell, who should we start? Kilman. Salah or Bruno captain? Bruno. Mares for captain, yes or no? I wouldn't captain him, but if you fancy him, you can go with it. My FPL points are about 600. I don't remember exactly, but it's about 600. Should be about 600. Between Mares, Jesus, and Son, Bruno, who to captain? I would captain Bruno or Jesus. Bruno captain over Salah, two people spamming. Yeah, because there is a chance that Salah might get benched, so I wouldn't risk captaincy out there. If there was no news about Salah getting benched and you're confident that Salah will start, go Salah over Bruno. For everyone watching, if you're confident Salah will be starting, go Salah over Bruno. But I am not confident of him starting, so I'm going Bruno. I would recommend Bruno. Best replacement for target. I think you can hold on to maybe a Taylor or a Kyle Walker-Peters if you want to. Dallas versus Chelsea or Kufal versus United. It's an equally 50-50 call. I mean, play either way because I think goals will be imminent. Maybe West Ham Kufal because West Ham can defend more better than Leeds. Klitsch or Walcott? Walcott. Already regret taking DS and Kevin De Bruyne in. I think DS might be a regret. Kevin De Bruyne he'll play for sure. Who's your captain? Yo, yes, I have to set my team as well. 3 minutes remaining. Thanks for the reminder, YOLO Gamer. Okay, so the team for this week is Martinez in goal. We have James Robertson, DS, Lamte. We have foreigners Kevin De Bruyne, Fernandes, Vardy, Bamford, and Calvert-Lewin. My captain is De Bruyne this week and vice captain Vardy. Bruno or Kevin De Bruyne captain? Kevin De Bruyne. Best keeper for this week. There's no best keeper anytime soon. I think if we look at the fixtures, the only clean sheet I can think of is either from Guetta or maybe from Edison. But there's a chance that Fulham can score. If Loris was there, I would fancy Loris as well. Keller will play today. That's what Klopp mentioned in the press conference. There was more hits of him starting than Adrian. Captain Vardy or Kevin De Bruyne? Kevin De Bruyne, in my opinion. Does Dallas start every game? Yes. We have come to the bottom of the questions finally. Guys, 2 minutes left. Make sure you captain and set your vice captain very clearly. Should I start all four Westergaard, Chilwell, Masako, empty? If you're probably starting them over teams like players like Grealish and Mings and Konsa, yes, you have to and do it. I mean, there's probably no option. If you have someone else in the midfield as an option, maybe a Klitsch, Suchek or someone, I would bench either of Masuaku or Westergaard. Thanks, Ayush. If you like the stream, do hit the like button. Thies is going Jesus captain. Chances of Cancelo playing, I think in my opinion it's 10%, nothing more. Hoping a 4-0 for City with Kevin De Bruyne assist and a goal. I think it's too less for Kevin De Bruyne. Probably a Kevin De Bruyne hat trick and an assist. Or maybe a double hat trick. Yeah, Jesus captain, vice captain Bruno is fair enough. Shall I replace Johnston for McCarthy? or Martinez for next week. Maybe next week, not this week. You can play McCarthy if you have him this week. There's 1 minute left, guys. Probably go and set your teams and then come back to the stream if needed. Cancel it to Cresswell next game week. Yes, if he doesn't play. There's absolutely no news anywhere. I tried to get as much news as possible, but there's no news. Captain pick between Kane, DCL, James Rodriguez, ZH Jota. ZH or Kane. Kane probably. Kellett or Mendy this week. Mendy. Dallas in my team now says Jota to start. I think Jota will start. Okay, guys, almost 10 or 20 seconds left at max. Jesus nailed to start, right? Yes, he start. Aguero is not fit. That's what Pep said for sure. And yes, he did not train as well as far as I know. So Jesus will start. Captain Vardy, yes, if you want to go differential. And it's deadline, guys. You probably can make another captain switch if possible, if the server allows you, but it is deadline. Gavin says, why did you not take Yota in place of Grealish? One, Yota will be rotated for some time or the other in future. Secondly, I like Grealish much more than Yota, and I feel Grealish is the player you want to win. I want Grealish next week, and there's no point of selling him for a minus for when you want him back next week. So I don't do that. And yes, Grealish his numbers are one of the best in the midfielder slot, and I don't think with the fixtures I would want to remove Grealish anytime soon. Thanks, guys. Thanks up for the stream. We'll wrap it up here. If you guys have any other last minute questions or something, you can put it in the chat. We tried setting up the OBS and Zoom, but I think it's not possible. There's some error. So if any one of you know how to set up Zoom for OBS, let me know because there's some error and it's all going blank. So once that is fixed, we can start with the watch along from next week as well. Thanks, Darshil. If anyone of you have not subscribed to the channel till now, make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit the like button as well. Okay, guys. So on that note, we'll wrap it up. To say, Ayush says try Discord, put video on, might help. Okay, we'll try that as well, and we'll wrap up the video. This is FPL Tips signing off. Cheers.